Hey, how's it going, everyone? Super excited for this new segment, the do's and don'ts of roofing. So our team at Results compiled a list of questions that we get answered, and we're going to talk about, is it a do or a don't when replacing your roof? So first question. That is a do and a don't. A do because if your roof has damage, you definitely want to replace it. But a don't, you don't want to just replace it just because you had a storm. You want to make sure proper inspection and understand if you have legitimate damage that warrants a replacement. That is a huge don't. Never ignore your HOA. When you move into an HOA community, they have strict rules, and replacing your roof without going through the HOA can be a huge no-no. We've seen homeowners have with the wrong color, and they've had to go back in on their own dime and replace the roof, or they just keep racking up fines. Don't mess with the HOA. That is a do. You want to make sure no matter which area you're in or what type of look you're going for, always consider other options for materials. There's even possible upgrades. That's a do. Depending on what area you're in, a lot of builders use builder grade materials. So there are different shingles for depending on what type of storms you see. Let's just take the markets we're in with Dallas and Houston. If you're in Dallas, we're prone to hail. You might want to consider a class 4. If you're in Houston, you really need to consider the wind rating because of the hurricanes. That is another don't. Never allow a contractor to put the new roofing system on the existing. Structurally, your home can't take it. It can cause way more problems, and it's going to be a nightmare in the future. So a huge don't. Chucking a truck. I'm going to say don't. No chucking the trucks. No Dan in a Ram. No Michael on a cycle. Rhonda in a Honda. None of them. These are great questions. Where do these questions come from? Whoever got these deserves a raise. These are awesome. Do. We're going to go do. No pun intended. You definitely want to make sure that your contractor's references, online presence, reviews aren't doo-doo. That's why it's a do. If they're doing great work, look, people are going to be talking about them. I know not everyone's a social media or on there, but they're going to have Yelp reviews, Google reviews, and some type of online presence to show you who you're dealing with. And plus, it gives you the opportunity to find them if anything would ever go wrong. Another do. You want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing and what you're getting. So you should have a detailed price, okay? And you should know exactly what work's being complete. Now, there are some, situations where, let's say, insurance didn't pay for something and you're doing a supplement, so you go after the insurance for that. But you always want to make sure if you're doing roof, gutters, you know exactly how much you're paying and exactly what work's being completed. I'm gonna go with that's a both. We're gonna go and here. So a do and a don't. You want to sign an agreement, but it depends on when you're signing it and what you're signing it. Once you've agreed to all the work being done and how much it is, you should sign it. Up until that point, you should not sign anything with your roofer unless it's to work with your insurance company. Do. Definitely protect your yard. We've had instances where we've seen homeowners that we've dealt with and their previous contractor didn't protect their landscape, their yard, even some of their property, and it's caused more damage. So they get this nice, beautiful roof, but yet all their garden is destroyed. And so make sure you're working with your contractor that's protected at all times. Huge don't. Kind of crazy. Just a couple weeks ago, we were doing a roof and we were telling the homeowner there wasn't enough ventilation on the roof. As we start pulling the existing roofing off, we noticed a bunch of holes that were from the previous roofer, and he didn't replace the ventilation system, just went over top of it, so it wasn't allow the roof to breathe. So it was just taking years off the life expectancy of that roof. So you want to make sure that if you have ventilation on there or not enough, get it added, but make sure it is not covered up. not unless you want to get taken advantage of. That's a huge don't. Now, if you're ordering a specialty shingle or something of that nature, that could come into effect. But let's just say standard insurance claim or cash bid, you don't want to give a check up front until at least work's being performed and materials is dropped. So that's a don't. You hear these horror stories of people running off with your money, so don't give them any more ammo, and things do come up. So just make sure, best practice, the day of the install or when materials is delivered at your home. Huge do here. If you're doing an insurance claim, you want your contractor to be able to work with your insurance company. You guys should be a team. You need to be on the same team and working together. The primary goal and the only goal you should have is getting your home fully restored to pre-storm conditions and getting the insurance company to pay for everything that was damaged during that. And the best way is work with your contractor to work with your insurance company to resolve that. Huge do. A don't. This is a huge topic in Texas. We got the bipolar weather, and you don't want it to be too cold when replacing your shingles. They won't lay right, and it'll cause issues in the future. And also if it's too hot. So you want to make sure that it's not too cold, not too hot. Get with your contractors. There's a ton of stuff online about what temperatures it should be. And the other is, if there's rain in the forecast, you do not want to pull off your roof because it can get water in there. And we've seen horror stories where it starts raining on a build and the entire home gets flooded for a homeowner. And so you want to make sure your contractor's aware of all weather conditions when you're replacing your roof. I'm going to put this one under Chuck in the Truck. Not that I don't have anything there's some great storm chasers that go out there. And I do think there's a difference between storm chasers and people that are going out to help in an emergency. But I would say don't if someone's just coming in randomly trying to work on your home. And it's not that they can't do good work, but usually they're using local subs anyways. And here's what happens though. You have a warranty issue or an issue arises and they leave and they're back in another state. They're not going to come back just to help your one roof. And so don't go with someone local. Find someone great that you can have that partnership with. So just in case anything does go wrong, you have a contact locally. Is that it? That was a phenomenal questions. I hope you liked this segment. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions of your own, always feel free to reach out. You can hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Instagram, Results Roofing. Reach out to us if you have any questions that, frequently asked questions or do of don't on roofing. We'll get that answered. Have a great day. Thanks, guys.